Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is ADCArtAttack, his name is Bob, and welcome back to the first ever episode of Artist Reacts thing. I don't really have a name for it yet. So I was having a look on the internet and I found a few different web pages that had various art tips. So I grabbed a few of them and I figured we would make a video here today of me reacting to these art tips and hopefully sharing a little bit of an insight and my thoughts regarding these particular art tips. Yeah, because I'm so professional. Now, of course, this entire video is based on my own personal opinions. I've been an artist for the last 10 years professionally, but I've been doing art for the last 20 or so years. So I've got some experience. Now, artists are different people, and you may come across some words throughout this video that you're not familiar with. When we do, I will do my best to put them into real English, such as medium, which in art terms basically means, what are you using? Paints, markers, pencils, and so on. Okay, just get the page up. Drawing is a skill. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I see this comment a lot in the art community. No matter where I go, I see it everywhere. And it usually comes from people who are afraid to get into art. They want to do it, but they're scared by other people's skill and what they're doing. Now, there is some truth that art is a talent and some people are naturally gifted with the ability to do something related to art. But ultimately, drawing is a skill, which means it can be taught, it can be learned, and you should never be scared to attempt to go into it. There are so many places for you to learn, there are so many places for you to grow, and every single artist that you have ever known or has ever seen started as an amateur. They grew and developed over time. That's just the truth of it all. When I began, my artwork was perhaps a little bit better than your average child, but through the years, as I learned and grew and developed over time, my art got better and better and better. And that's because I learned new skills. I developed my art style and I grew. That wasn't talent. I may have had a basis to begin with, but I grew the talent. I learned as I went. So if you are looking to get into drawing, don't be scared off by other people's skills. Don't refer to it as a talent because a talent is just a foundation that you build upon. But everyone has the ability to grow as an artist. It just takes time. It is a skill. It's something you can learn. Stay consistent with your style. No. What? Okay, so I'm not sure if this point refers to a singular piece of art or a broader spectrum of your abilities as an artist. I would always say that. Well, I'll look at it as if it was a singular piece first. So if you are doing a singular piece of artwork, it's probably a good idea to maintain a consistent style throughout that one piece of artwork. But that being said, it doesn't matter too much. You can add varying styles to something and mix different types of styles if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I mean, there's mixed media as a form of art out there, so I don't think you should ever feel restricted. And moving into the broader spectrum of your entire catalog of artwork, yeah, definitely not. I mean, if you stuck to one style, how are you going to develop and how are you going to enjoy yourself as an artist? I mean, I would always put doing anything above being serious when it comes to artwork. I mean, just have fun. Forget consistency. Just have a good time with it. Don't be consistent. Do whatever you want. Have fun. Enjoy art. Was that good advice? I don't even know. Know your medium. Okay, medium. This is a word you'll find in the art community everywhere. Now, I totally understand if you don't know what the term medium means, because when I began, in fact, it only took me until recently to discover what the word medium meant, because it's not really a word I would use to describe the product I'm using, which is essentially what medium is. It's the product you are using. What are you using? Are you using paints? Are you using markers? Are you using pencils, etc., etc.? And that is all medium is. So if you ever see that word in the art community or in the art context, that is the context of what they are talking about. Now, in terms of knowing your medium, yes and no. It is a good idea to have some understanding on what it is you're using, because you don't want to be using a product on a surface it's not suitable for, because it might just be a waste of time at that point. If you're going to use markers on, say, plastic or glass, you're probably not going to enjoy that experience. And to that degree, I will accept that, know your medium. But on the other side, I think you should definitely go into some things blind. I think you should go into some using? Is that even a word? some usage of products without any prior knowledge. I do it a lot on this channel where I try things for the first time and I have an absolute blast. I learn as I go. I enjoy what it is I'm doing. I don't consider my lack of knowledge about the product to be a problem. I think that is a great thing to have, a sort of ignorance to the product I'm using. I enjoy it a lot. And I guess this is more catered to if you want to be a serious artist or you want to be someone who just has fun. If you want to be a serious artist, yeah, all right, you should know the ins and outs of the product you're using, how to blend them, the best ways to blend them. But again, I'm all about having fun when you're doing artwork. I don't think there should be restraints on your art. So yeah, knowing your medium, maybe. Sometimes. Practice, 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 and then practice some more. Yeah, absolutely. All jokes aside, this is actually a really serious point, and I think a lot of people completely negate the need to practice. I see so many artists or wannabe artists, people getting into artwork, jumping into something and just trying to produce a quality, perfect result, comparing themselves to everyone else, then hating themselves after. Not a good idea. Do you think an artist wakes up one day and is able to do what they do? Do you think a footballer is able to wake up one day and is able to do all of the skills that they can? Do you think a snooker player is able to just pick up the cue and boom, they can do it? No. These people practice a lot. As with any hobby, as with any skill, as with any sport, it doesn't matter what it is, art is the same. You must practice, and even an established professional artist must continue to practice every day to get better and better and better, or they risk going backwards. And that is also another fear of being an artist, is if I don't practice, if I don't do artwork, I will go backwards. So I have to maintain that. You have to keep doing it with your skills. So yes, practice. And never feel discouraged that you're not where you want to be yet. Just get there, aspire to that. Don't have an end goal, always kind of aspire to be better, but have a goal and practice. You'll get there. Look for basic shapes. Yes! Yes! All right, so if you've ever watched a live stream I've done on ADCArtAttack live, or if you've followed me for any length of time, then you know I stress this point all the time. Look for the basic shapes in anything you're doing. I actually have a really good coloring tutorial video that actually goes over this exact thing. How I break down characters. It doesn't matter what it is I'm drawing, whether it's a character, a building, a plant, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I will always look for the basic shapes on how to shadow, how to use the color, what to do. You want to break down these drawings into their simplistic form, the most simplistic form you possibly can, and then build on them as a foundation. It's really important. I can't stress that enough, and it will improve your skills massively to do this. So please do learn how to do it, look for those basic shapes, and watch my videos. I talk about it a lot. Drawing is at least 50% observation. Okay, so I presume they mean like copying or referencing in some way. Right on, I agree. I'm actually agreeing with a ton of these points, and this one is one of those ones that I see again and again and again. It's one of the most common questions I get. It's always, do you copy something? What do you reference from? Is it normal to reference? Should I copy this? You know, things around that sort of subject. And the answer is always, yes, absolutely. Let me just specify. Copying. There's a difference between you just copying something and you copying in a reference kind of way. So seriously, keep that in mind, because you don't just want to just copy something, steal the idea, and go and make millions out of it. This is not a good idea. Don't do that. Okay? In the art community, when we talk about copying, we talk about referencing. We talk about looking at an object or looking at something and using it as a source material for what it is we're creating. Now, there are different aspects to this and there are different levels to this, but let's use an example. Say I wanted to draw a dog. Oh, you eating? What are you eating? Yum, yum, yum. You can lick daddy's desk. Thank you so much. So you want to draw something that's real, something that exists. Well, we have something that's real, something that exists. We have a dog. So why would I want to invent this concept in my mind of a dog and draw a dog. I mean, hello, gorgeous. He's here. We have him right here, so we can draw him. We don't have to draw him the way he is specifically, but we can use his body as a foundation for a drawing. You see, because attempting to draw something from memory, you're never gonna get it 100% accurate or correct. And if you are trying to draw something that is real and something that exists, you should always try to get a source reference from that. Even if it's not the exact type of thing, or say the exact type of breed that I want to draw. We have Google at our disposal if we want to do that. We can look for those references and we can draw them and get a semi-decent drawing done based on referencing. But let's go one step further. What if you wanted to do something transformative? What if you wanted to take, say, a real life object, a dog, and make a cartoon out of it? How would you do that then? Well, it would be the same method. You'd get the dog, you'd get your animal, you'd get the Google image, you'd get the thing that you are trying to base your drawing off of, and you draw. You draw by referencing it. You would take notes on that real life thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Artists do it all the time. Professional artists do it all the time. In fact, every single artist references in some way, shape, or form, no matter what they're doing. I don't know why this has become such a point that many people ask. I feel like many artists just aren't answering this question or aren't being honest about it, but it really is like that. You ever seen those little wooden those things? They're like everywhere. And all right, I don't recommend using them because, you know, they're really bad. But they are a reference point, and that's why you see artists using them, because they are a reference point. They're there as a guide, I guess, for how light interacts with the shapes, and of course the proportions of the body, which are, I don't know, maybe they're real. It looks pretty bad in my opinion. Create an inspirational work environment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as a tip for like just your mental state. Yeah. Is it that important? Maybe. All right, so I'm an art YouTuber and I have an art, well, studio. Is this what you would say is an art environment? A comfortable, relaxing, case in point really, isn't it? I mean, he's just perfect. Is it a relaxing environment? No. Is it a work environment? Yes. Good boy. Night, stop. Okay. Work environment. So, in summary, many of these tips are actually really good. Now, some of them I agreed with and some of them I disagreed with. Now, those ones that I did disagree with, perhaps I read them incorrectly. But again, this entire video was based on my own personal opinion and what I've experienced over the years. I actually really did enjoy making today's episode. It's the first episode in this series and I do hope you want to see more. If you would like to see more, then please leave a like rating on this video as well as subscribe if you are new around here. But I think next time we should react to your comments. If you would like me to do a reaction to your comments, please leave a comment or a question down below and I'll do my best to feature you in the next episode. Anyway, next video. I'm looking in one of these. See you next time.